Are you an anxious mom? Do you panic every time you hear about a neighborhood break-in, an ambulance, or a stranger lurking around the neighborhood? We are programmed to hyperfixate threat. But what if we're focusing on the wrong half of the story? Today, let's talk about why these scary situations may actually be evidence that our children and families are being protected, guided, and supported.
Hi, my name's Krista, and welcome to Moms Simply Thriving, a channel focused on helping busy moms thrive daily with greater ease and less effort.
Okay, so recently I got a group text message from a neighbor warning us about a recent incident in the neighborhood where a mysterious white van had stopped in front of a neighbor's home where there were children playing outside. And the driver asked the children to get inside the car. Now, fortunately, no one got in the car and everyone was okay. And fortunately, all of us moms in the neighborhood were warned, and so nothing terrible happened. But this is what I observed. That text of warning was so helpful, right? And I really appreciated it. However, all the children in the neighborhood were scared, nervous, and worried that something bad was going to happen. It was spreading around the neighborhood like wildfire. It made all the children in the neighborhood feel less safe. But I happened to be close friends with the mom whose house the van stopped at. And it was maybe even a couple weeks before I had a chance to talk to her about it. But when I spoke to her about it, I got the real story. The real story went like this. For no apparent reason at all, she had an inkling, a little feeling inside that told her to go bring her youngest children inside the house. She didn't know why, but she acted on it. And so when the van stopped by, it was only her older, more responsible children who were out there. And they knew, of course, to say no, not to get in the van with a stranger. And it gets even better than that. After the van left, her older children also had a friend over with them playing. And he suggested to his friends, why don't we say a prayer? And so they did. They said a prayer together, praying that they would be protected and thanking God that He had protected them. And tears welled up in my eyes as I listened to her rendition of the story. And I thought, wow, life is on our side. I even have another example of this in a past video where my family was kayaking up in Alaska and my nephew was protected from a really scary incident because of a little voice that our kayak guide had acted on and literally saved his life. I'll share the link to that story below. You can go watch it. There are angels guiding these sweet children. We are blessed with the intuition that we need in order to protect our children. And isn't it sad that that story isn't the story that got spread around the neighborhood like wildfire? Because if it had, instead of being more panicked and more alarmed by this incident, all of us would feel a greater sense of peace that, oh, yes, bad things happen and we can be protected from them. We can make it through them. We are being guided and led to safety, even with all the bad things happening. And I just found myself wishing that these stories of peace and inner guidance and wisdom would spread like the alarms and bells and whistles do in our lives. Think about the resilience and the strength and the confidence that that builds in our children, rather than the, oh, be careful of the white van, kids, be careful. That almost sends a message of weakness and incapability to them, that they have to be scared of life. It programs them to be afraid of life rather than trusting. And yes, there is real danger out there. There's no doubt about that. And it is good to be warned of that danger. But rather than feeling anxious about all the bad things all the time, it is far better to move forward in life feeling armed and ready for the battle. Think of how that message changes this story. Instead of feeling alarmed and scared of the big white scary vans in our lives, focusing on the other half of the story can feel like we're wrapped in a blanket of security and protection and peace. And that can do so much to foster confidence and resilience in our children and in our own. So If your heart felt a little bit of comfort today with this message, please consider sharing it with another mom who could use the lift. And as always, I hope you all have an effortless day.